Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Manchester United could lose 15 players to free contracts over the next 18 months. Now Marcus Rashford, his contract at Manchester United expires next year. Marcus Rashford receives around £200,000 a week on his current deal. Earlier on this season it said Marcus Rashford was preparing to open contract talks with Manchester United. Now I'm hearing that PSG are still interested in him. Marcus Rashford has endured a lot of poor games since he had that operation on his shoulder, and a lot of Manchester United fans, including me, have said that Rashford has not been the same player since he had the operation on his shoulder. He had a minor leg injury not so long ago, but to Rashford's credit, he's found some form in his last two games. He came off the bench against West Ham and scored the winning goal in the 93rd minute of stoppage time, and he came off the bench against Brentford and scored. Reflecting on that ended Marcus Rashford's 3-month goal drought. Rashford's nearly made 300 appearances for Man United in all competitions. Rashford's been part of the club for a long time. He risen up our academy. He's been a Manchester United player since the age of 7, and he broke into our senior squad back in 2016. Still very young, got a lot of development in him. De Gea, his contract at Manchester United expires next year. De Gea receives £375,000 a week. He's the second highest earner at the club. Now I've got to give De Gea credit, he's done really well this season. He's now back to his best. This season is De Gea's 11th season at Manchester United, so reflecting on that, he's been a long servant. He's been with us since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. De Gea has won everything domestically at the football club, and he's made over 500 appearances for Man United in all competitions. Revert back to last summer, De Gea reclaimed that #1 spot back as he decided to cut short his holiday by 2 weeks. Revert back to earlier on this season, De Gea said he's planning to spend many more years at Manchester United. Revert back to 2015, De Gea was close to joining Real Madrid, but due to a fax machine, the deal didn't materialise. Diego Dalot, his contract at Manchester United expires next year. Do you think Diego Dalot could leave Manchester United this year? Diego Dalot is our first choice right back under Rangnick, and to be fair, he's had some good games this season. Dalot was very good against West Ham recently. Last season, Dalot had a loan spell with AC Milan, so reflecting on that, he gained some experience. Manchester United got Dalot from Porto, brought him in under the Jose Mourinho era. Manchester United paid £19 million for him. Nemanja Matic, he's out of contract at Manchester United in the summer. There's a good chance that Matic will be departing the club this year. Matic isn't one of our first choice midfielders, but despite that, he still seems to get his opportunities. And he's the only predominant centre defensive midfielder Man United have got. I've always had my reservations about Matic because he's always been a static midfielder, plus he's ageing up, but despite that he's had his good games at Man United. Manchester United got Matic from Chelsea back in 2017. Manchester United paid £40 million for him. Paul Pogba, he's out of contract at Manchester United in the summer. I gave you the news on Paul Pogba earlier on today. Paul Pogba is willing to stay at Manchester United if Ralf Rangnick remains as boss. Paul Pogba has been impressed with Ralf Rangnick since his arrival. Paul Pogba is open to signing a new contract. Revert back to the other month. The Sun said that Manchester United offered Paul Pogba a new £500,000 a week contract. That would have made Pogba the highest paid player in Premier League history, but Pogba actually came out and denied that he'd been offered that contract. Earlier on this season, Paul Pogba apparently told Man United that he wants to join Real Madrid in the summer, but it actually said PSG was the most likely destination for Paul Pogba. Not so long ago, Pogba held talks with PSG. Pogba's not yet played a game under Rangnick. He's set to return to action after the international break. Rangnick confirmed that the other week. Didn't he? Pogba was out with injury for a while. This season is Pogba's 6th season at Manchester United since he rejoined. He's won 3 trophies at the club so far. Pogba's played 212 games and he's scored 38 times since he re-signed, and Manchester United paid £89 million for him, so reflecting on that, he's our most expensive signing at the moment. We had Pogba when he was a lot younger under the Ferguson era, but had to let him go due to limited appearances. Juan Mata, he's out of contract at Manchester United in the summer. He will be departing the club this year. Revert back to last year, Manchester United extended Mata's contract for a further year. Mata lost his place in the team a while ago, but despite that, he's had a good career at Manchester United. Mata's made 276 appearances in all competitions and he's scored 51 goals. Mata's been at Manchester United for 8 years, so he's been a long-serving player. Revert back to 2020, Juan Mata rejected an £18 million a year contract offer to play in Saudi Arabia. Manchester United got Mata from Chelsea, we paid £37.1 million for him. Edison Cavani, he's out of contract at Manchester United in the summer. I think Cavani will be leaving in the summer because revert back to earlier on this season, Ralf Rangnick revealed that Edison Cavani wants to stay at Manchester United until the end of the season. Cavani's contract at Manchester United expires in the summer, like I've just said. Cavani came on in the game against West Ham and he got the assist for Marcus Rashford's winning goal, but a lot of people said that Cavani was offside. Cavani had a minor injury not so long ago. Cavani had a couple of injuries earlier on this season. Manchester United got him on a free transfer from PSG back in the summer of 2020. Last year, Cavani was linked with a move to Barcelona. It actually said that Cavani agreed to join Barcelona on an 18-month contract. Before Cavani was linked to Juventus, and last year he rejected a move to Boca Juniors. Jesse Lingard, he's out of contract at Man United in the summer, but Manchester United may have to wait until the summer to offload him because Jesse Lingard's move to Newcastle is off because Manchester United were demanding a £15 million loan fee. Jesse Lingard said he's keen on a loan move to Newcastle, but earlier on this month it said Man United would prefer to let Lingard leave permanently this month. I heard that Lingard rejected an approach from Everton. West Ham want to re-sign him. At the second half of last season, Lingard enjoyed a 4-month loan spell with West Ham and he made an impact. Now I'm hearing someone else has entered the race for him. Lingard doesn't get in our team, but he has been part of the club for a long time. And Cristiano Ronaldo, his contract at Manchester United expires next year, but there is an option to extend Ronaldo's contract for a further year. Ronaldo receives £480,000 a week at Manchester United, so reflecting on that, he's the highest earner at the moment. Now, I've been talking with you a lot about Cristiano Ronaldo recently. Reports in Spain have said that Ronaldo could be heading back to Real Madrid. Before, Ronaldo enjoyed like 9.5 years at Real Madrid. That's before he went to Juventus. And Ronaldo's asked his agent, Jorge Mendes, to find him another club. It said Ronaldo will leave Man United in the summer if they fail to qualify for the Champions League. Well, Ronaldo faces a 25% pay cut should Manchester United fail to qualify for the Champions League. Ronaldo did play against West Ham. To be fair, he was good. You know, could have won a penalty in the first half, and he was involved in Marcus Rashford's winning goal. But prior to the game against West Ham, Ronaldo was a doubt because he'd picked up a neck injury, but obviously recovered from the neck injury. Ronaldo's had a few injuries since he re-signed. You know, prior to the Brentford game, he missed Manchester United's last 2 games because of injury. Don't forget, Ronaldo was furious for being substituted against Brentford, but Rangnick defended his decision to substitute Ronaldo against Brentford. Couple of weeks ago, Ronaldo gave an interview, and Ronaldo was very critical of the youngsters, so reflecting on that, Ronaldo is demanding more from Manchester United's youngsters. And Ronaldo also said that Ralph Rangnick will do a good job at Man United, and he also said, I'm not at Man United to compete for 6th or 7th. He said finishing below 3rd is unacceptable. But since Ronaldo re-signed for Man United, he's got 14 goals in all competitions and he's got over 800 goals in his career. Man United re-signed Ronaldo last summer for 20 million with add-ons included, and he wears the number 7 shirt. Now, I want to give you some news on Phil Jones. So, Phil Jones is set to join Bordeaux on loan until the end of the season. I think Bordeaux are seeing him as a replacement for Laurent Koscielny. I think talks are at the final stages. Phil Jones, his contract at Manchester United expires next year. Jones is the only outfield player that's still at Manchester United from the Sir Alex Ferguson era. You know, this season is his 11th season at Man United, so he has been a long-serving player. Jones has made over 200 appearances in all competitions. Don't forget, at one point, Jones was out with a knee injury for a while. Jones did play in the 1-0 defeat to Wolves at Old Trafford earlier on this season. That was his first Premier League appearance since January 2020. It's not long now until the transfer window closes. it shuts on Monday. Now, can Manchester United make a signing before the transfer window closes? Obviously, Rangnick desperately wants a midfield signing. You know, when Rangnick first came in, he identified Manchester United's midfield as a weakness. So earlier on today, I gave you the news on Boubacar Kamara from Marseille. It said Manchester United have held talks with Boubacar Kamara's agents in the last few hours, so too have Atletico Madrid. Marseille have said that Manchester United are leading the race for Boubacar Kamara. Boubacar Kamara's most likely destination is the Premier League. Marseille want around £10 million for Boubacar Kamara. Kamara wants in the region of £150,000 a week if he's to depart Marseille this month. His contract at Marseille expires at the end of the season. He's only the age of 22, he's predominantly a defensive midfielder, but he can be deployed as a centre-back. He's been at Marseille for a very long time, he's been with them for 17 years. You know, he risen up their academy, he joined Marseille's academy in 2005, and Boubacar Kamara's gone to make over 100 appearances since he broke into Marseille's senior squad. Obviously, you know the news on Ruben Neves from Wolves. Wolves want between 40 to 45 million pounds if they are to consider offloading Ruben Neves. Manchester United were hopeful that a bid of around 35 million pounds would be enough. It's Man United and Arsenal that are interested in Ruben Neves. I'd take Ruben Neves at Manchester United in a heartbeat. You know, he's been an absolute revelation for Wolves. You know, he's still young and he's well proven in the Premier League. Ruben Neves has been at Wolves since 2017. He's made 170 appearances in the Premier League. He's got a contract with Wolves until 2024. Wolves got him from Porto back in 2017. They paid 15.8 million. Manchester United have also been linked with Amadou Haidara from RB Leipzig. Revert back to earlier on this season, Rangnick said that he wanted Amadou Haidara as his first signing as Man United manager. And of course Rangnick knows the player well, which is beneficial. Declan Rice, you know, he's been a long-term target for Manchester United, and so too has Jude Bellingham, and Man United have also been linked with Denis Zakaria from Borussia Mönchengladbach. So there you go. So in this transfer window, quite a few players have gone out on loan from Man United. Obviously, Anthony Martial joined Sevilla on loan until the end of the season. Sevilla have not paid a loan fee and there's no option to buy. Sevilla, though, are paying Anthony Martial's full wages until June. Amad Diallo, obviously he's gone to Rangers on loan until the end of the season without a buy option. Man United made the right decision loaning Amad Diallo out because he'll gain more experience and he'll get a lot more opportunities. Amad Diallo only made a few first team appearances for Man United. By the way, Diallo scored on his Rangers debut. And Manchester United are about to loan Phil Jones out to Bordeaux. So there you go, and there's a good chance Man United will be loaning Donny van der Beek out this month. Man United are open to loaning Donny van der Beek out, but any loan move will not include an option to buy, as Man United intend to keep Donny van der Beek next season. Crystal Palace have agreed personal terms with Donny van der Beek, and it also mentioned that 2 other clubs agreed terms with Donny van der Beek, but them 2 other clubs have not been named. Earlier on this season, it said Donny van der Beek was not allowed to leave Man United this month. Don't forget, he did have a bust-up with his agent. Van der Beek's only scored 2 goals for the club, and he's been a Manchester United player for almost 2 years. Manchester United got Van der Beek for 40 million, with add-ons included. Man United paid 35 million up front, and there's 5 million in add-ons. Van der Beek's got a contract with Man United till 2025. There's an option of a further year, and he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. Ralf Rangnick did say he's willing to let 4 players leave following the emergence of Anthony Elanga. It said earlier on this week that Manchester United have put their search for a new manager on hold after being impressed by Ralf Rangnick since he took charge in December. Manchester United are considering offering Ralf Rangnick the job on a permanent basis. So far, Ralf Rangnick has 5 wins from 8 league games. He's only lost 1 game so far, and he's managed 10 games so far in all competitions, and obviously he's progressed Manchester United to the 4th round of the FA Cup. Rangnick will receive a £500,000 bonus if he leads Manchester United to a top 4 finish. Rangnick earns £180,000 a week. Well, reflecting on the win against West Ham the other week, that moved Manchester United into the top 4. Man United have won the last 2 games in a row. You know, there's been good performances under Rangnick. There's also been poor performances as well. He's no longer under pressure now, but revert back to earlier on this season, Rangnick was under pressure, because there was reports saying that Rangnick's already losing the dressing room, and it did say that 17 Man United players were unhappy and wanted to leave. Don't forget, Manchester United changed formation under Rangnick. The new formation is the 4-3-3 formation. That formation suits our standards under Rangnick. Obviously, Rangnick scrapped the 4-2-2 formation because, you know, that formation quite clearly wasn't working. And credit to Rangnick as well, he has made changes since he's come in. Earlier on this season, he brought Ewan Sharp in as an assistant coach and analyst. He brought Chris Armas in as an assistant coach, and he also brought Saz Chalens in as a sports psychologist. Before Man United, Rangnick was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow. Rangnick's Man United's interim manager till the end of the season. Then it did initially say he will continue in a consultancy role for a further 2 years. The other week, Rangnick said that he wanted Erik ten Hag to become Man United's new manager in the summer. You know, Mauricio Pochettino's been relentlessly linked with a permanent role at Man United. You know, Man United have sacked 4 permanent managers since Ferguson retired. You know, we sacked David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Nothing much has changed at Manchester United, even though we have sacked 4 permanent managers since Ferguson retired. we have been playing catch up since Ferguson. Like I've mentioned, Ed Woodward, he's been one of the biggest problems at the club for a long time. The good news is, from a Man United perspective, that Woodward is stepping down at Manchester United at the end of this month. Ed Woodward's had, a 17-year association at the club. He said Richard Arnold will replace Ed Woodward as a new chief executive on the 1st of February. The Glazers, they've been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. The Glazers have owned Manchester United for around 16 and a half years. They bought the club for 500 million back in 2005. Revert back to April last year, Manchester United fans protested against the Glazers at the Carrington training ground and Old Trafford, because the Glazers were planning to scrap the Champions League for that European Super League. So there you go. And since Ferguson retired, Man United have spent around £1.2 billion. We've brought over 40 players in since Ferguson retired. And let me put into the equation, none of this squad's Rangnick's, so he's inheriting players who other managers have brought in. Manchester United's next game is Middlesbrough in the FA Cup 4th round. And then obviously our next league game is Burnley. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.